The Dodgers making yet another trade. That's right, this stacked pitching rotation looks to make one more move before we kick off the 2025 season. Also, we get into, a local LA sports broadcaster steals the ball away from Max Muncy. That's right, we get into all that in this edition of Dodgers Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the 38% of the ones who are watching these videos who have already hit the sub button. But 61% of you have not subscribed yet. I'm not sure why. Myself, Brad J, we're bringing you everyday Dodger content. We're bringing you live streams, watch-alongs. We got our Monday live stream every Monday morning. And also, of course, we got daily videos. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're the best Dodger channel out there. Let's get right into it. Of course, Tony Gonsolin. That's right. The Yankees could be trading for Tony Gonsolin. Tony Gonsolin is a pitcher that's going to have a hard time finding playing time on this Dodger team because the Dodgers just have so many pitchers, right? Now they even have Dustin May, who's healthy and ready to go. Another pitcher who's had, of course, injury concerns, had a freak injury in 24, and now he's back, right? And he's going to be pitching to start off the year. And Gonsolin is a pitcher that the Yankees could be interested in, right? It's not crazy to think, this is from Newsweek today, or actually Newsweek yesterday. It wouldn't be crazy to think the Dodgers could explore the idea of trading Tony Gonsolin when he returns from injury, and the Yankees would be the perfect landing spot. New York would have to part ways with quality prospects in order to land the righty, but it's the kind of deal that could work out for both teams. If New York ships a package centered around Everson Pereira to the Dodgers in exchange for Gonsolin, both teams would get better. What do you guys think? You think the Dodgers should pull the plug on Tony Gonsolin? Is it time to let Tony Gonsolin go and, have a better shot pitching somewhere else? Because right now, as we know, Tony Gonsolin is a pitcher that the Dodgers can't use right now, right? Because Tony Gonsolin is on the 15-day DL. He was placed on the 15-day DL, or I should say, not the DL anymore, 15-day injured list, no longer called the DL, IL. Gonsolin was placed on the 15-day injured list on Monday. Sonja Chen of MLB.com reports. It was previously reported that Gonsolin was expected to begin the season on the injured list due to a back issue, and the team made the move official on Monday. So a couple days ago, Dustin May will hold on to the fifth starter spot until Gonsolin is back at 100%, at which point the club will need to make a decision on whether to deploy Gonsolin in long relief or bump May from the rotation. This is coming from RotoWire.com. So with Tony Gonsolin injured to start off the year, I think this gives the Dodgers even more of a, let's just say, chance or just another, more ideas to trade Gonsolin, right? I think the idea that Gonsolin is not at 100% right now, could definitely, give the Dodgers, I don't know. I think the Dodgers are definitely thinking about moving Gonsolin. I don't think this is a completely unfound rumor. I don't think this is completely out of the way that the Dodgers would do this, because I just think the Dodgers have enough pitchers, right? They have enough pitchers to go around, and they just don't need everybody, right? They just don't need. Ohtani eventually could come back, right? If the Dodgers could get a young prospect that, would go to AAA, right, to start off the year. It's not like, this guy, Pereira, is going to go. Pereira would join the Dodgers AAA team as he, works his way past James Outman and into the Los Angeles outfield. Gonsolin, this guy's an outfielder, right? Gonsolin would slot right into the Yankees rotation right away because the Yankees don't have Garrett Cole for the year, and they're obviously extremely short-handed right now, and they need a pitcher. So I think the Dodgers would consider this trade. Now, there is one issue I think that nobody has looked at, or I'm going to look at right now with this type of trade. And the fact is that would the Dodgers want to trade Tony Gonsolin to the Yankees, right? Do you want to trade Tony Gonsolin to the Yankees, a team that you just played in the World Series last year, a team that, going into 25, I know maybe some of you will disagree, I don't know. Were the Yankees contenders going into this season, right? A team that went to the World Series last year, you would expect, most likely a contender. I don't know. I think the Yankees were contenders going into this year before the injury bug definitely hit them, right? Because now they're not contenders, right? They can't be. Garrett Cole's out for the year. Giancarlo Stanton out as well. There's just no way they're contenders right now. So, would you want to trade Gonsolin to a team that, was a contender and could be a contender next year, right? Because next year, the Yankees are going to probably be back to, contending. Garrett Cole will be back in 26, right? And, they'll be once again up there with the Dodgers trying to win the World Series. So do you want to face Gonsolin in a World Series game? That's where I think this goes south, and I don't think this trade actually happens, right? I don't think this actually happens if Gonsolin, would the Dodgers really trade Tony Gonsolin to the Yankees, right? I mean, I don't know. I just think that's kind of crazy to think that would happen, right? It seems a bit far-fetched, right, to have Gonsolin go to the Yankees, right? Now, let's get into this next story that was pretty funny. It's a kind of funny story that happened, in the last game, right? Talking about last Dodger game, right? And that was this moment with, of course, AM 570, broadcaster Ronnie Pete. I mean, this is honestly a crazy moment, right? Rogan and Rodney. Rodney basically taking the ball away from Max Muncy on a foul ball. This is basically our Steve Bartman moment, right? This is basically the Steve Bartman moment of the Dodgers. Max Muncy even gave him a little bit of a stare down after this happened. It was kind of a funny situation. Obviously Max Muncy didn't catch the ball because Ronnie took the ball away. He made a good catch, though. Ronnie did make a good catch. But what do you guys think? You guys think that the rules should change in baseball when it comes to fan interference, with fans getting involved? I mean, I think it's fine as it is right now. I think the rules are, the way it is set up right now. Basically, if a player goes into the field of play, into the stands, right, like he did right here, Ronnie ends up taking the ball away. It's illegal play, right? It's not a play that the umpires can say was fan interference, and I think that's the way it should be. Right? I mean, I think if a player goes into the crowd like that to make a play, it's fair game. I think it's fair game. It's kind of like going back to that situation with Steve Bartman, which is now over 20 years ago. Think about it. It was over 20 years ago. Wow, I feel so old saying that. 2003. That was 22 years ago this year. It's nuts. But how the time has flown by. I was, 7 years old? 6, 7 years old watching those games. I still remember. And that moment with Steve Bartman, was it fan interference? That's the big. It wasn't called fan interference, right? You had Andre Dawson, I believe, was Andre Dawson going into the stands there, and it wasn't called, right? I mean, I don't know. I just think it's kind of a crazy rule that I think I think it's the way it's set up right now. I think it should stay, right? I think if a player goes into the stands, it's fair game, and I think we shouldn't bash Rodney. He made a good play, and Dodgers won the game anyway, so it didn't matter. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers. Woo!